Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. So we are going to go through the new anniversary special edition of Battlefield or Ultimate Clash. Usually they do make the anniversary Battlefield a lot easier than usual. Obviously if you have a pretty high level box, Battlefield is not necessarily that difficult anyway. But usually they do make the anniversary one a little bit easier than usual. Just so that, I guess it's just so that like newer players or returning players won't have a hard time getting through, and then you can all get a decent, decent amount of stones back as a reward. That plus top grossing obviously is potentially going to bring in a lot of luck for people today. I've already seen people in the chat, like in the stream, saying the top grossing or top grossing plus Battlefield stones secured them a copy of one or even both of the anniversary LRs. So I'm going to stick with the normal strategy that I use for Battlefield, which is to use mono teams. Usually I try and like match up the typings, but I'm pretty sure the I should have done it the other way around, because isn't the final boss of this a Goku? So I guess I could have saved the extreme int team for later, but I think my super physical team is just stronger overall. But that's the way I normally do the Battlefield ones. I just make all of my teams to be mono teams. Now obviously because there are so many units in the game now and so many strong categories, you obviously could make your later teams just all strong category teams, but I do feel that this way is good because you never run into one of those situations where you get to say like the final boss or one of the final stage fights and you're then suddenly unable to you're unable to win, I guess is not what I was gonna say, but you get to a point where you get to one of the final bosses and then you get hit by like a type disadvantage super, and then obviously there's nothing you can really do about that. So but yeah, I do run mono teams, but I try and split them into categories as much as possible. So even though this is Super AGL, because of the leader skills of Gamma 2 and the AGL Super Saiyans, we do have a full Super AGL team from this leader skill. Tapion I don't really care about supering, he's not going to do a lot of damage. Gogeta and Gamma 2 are going to be the ones that do all the damage. Yeah, Super Int Spirit Bomb GT Goku is the final boss. I think the final boss of each of the 3 stages are different Spirit Bomb Gokus, aren't they? So, hey, Prof from the future, remember to get your car cleaned. Good advice. Got the Revival Spirit Bomb with Vegeta. The nightmare is over. 56 million crit. Yeah, we did a couple of tries of the Omega stage with the GT duo. And unironically, I think it's actually more difficult to do it with them than it is to do it with the other options. Like, obviously, even the Boo duo is probably easier to do Omega, because trying to get the timing of the revival perfectly right, especially when Vegeta can actually just kill Omega with his super and then not get hit and get killed and revive. But his super is enough to kill Omega, but it's not enough to do enough damage for you to actually complete all the missions, which is a little bit annoying. So, oh wait, yeah, no, I need that. I need you to be, it's just Extreme Tech as the sub-leader. So this is like a full worldwide Chaos and Extreme Tech team, basically. So, going up against Super AGL Goku should be perfectly fine here. People did say already, I think I already mentioned, that this Battlefield is a lot easier than some of the other ones. It definitely feels that way so far, but I guess we'll see. I mean, if I could get immediately supered in slot 1 here, Zamasu's not exactly the best slot 1 unit, but okay, well, there you go. Now we should be okay. But yeah, if you're able to actually land the Spirit Bomb, that's why I think one of the strats is to bring like off-lead support units, and then on the turn where you do get the standby into GT Vegeta, just put one of the off-lead support units in slot 1 and just hope that they get absolutely demolished. And then obviously you can launch the Spirit Bomb, because they made the Omega in the final stage physical, like Vegeta, who, you know, usually the blueprint of his design is that he's just there to die and then get the revival and do the Spirit Bomb, but like Omega doesn't even really do that much damage to him, which is kind of silly. It's a bit counterintuitive, but But yeah, this Ultimate Clash, I don't think it's going to be too difficult. We have been flying through, but I mean, stage 1 is usually quite easy. The thing with a lot of these Battlefield bosses as well, is that they usually can be like stunned or sealed or whatever. Like if I go back here, he can't be stunned, he can't be attack lowered, and he has damage reduction, but he can be sealed. So a lot of these Battlefield bosses can be sealed, which makes it a lot easier. So, oh, Super Tech Movie Heroes. Do you think Super Tech Movie Heroes is going to be good here against this guy? And then because we have Power Beyond Super Saiyan as well, we could even throw those two on there. So, what do you think Turles' chances of surviving this first turn are? All right. Well, we have, and it's Turles, so God Goku's actually getting his full capabilities as well. So that's actually pretty good. We get hit first with you, so you're going to get the extra attack. I wonder, will Carnival Goku just one-shot Turles here? It's very possible. Okay, he's going to get supered. He could... Does he stun? Yeah, he does. Of course he does. Because Turles units do very often stun. So he gets the stun on Carnival Goku, but God Goku... No, it's up to God Goku and full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku here. How's this going to play out? Oh, well, okay. I imagine full power Goku just kills them, because usually he does hit harder than God Goku. So, yeah, okay. So Turles stuns the unit in slot 1 and then just gets absolutely steamrolled by the rest of the rotation. So, keeping up the... trend of this one being nice and easy. Lord Slug, so he's extreme tech, so we bring super int. For super int, I usually use like hybrids and pure Saiyans mix, because obviously the LR Goku has pure and hybrid Saiyans, and then this guy has bond of parent and child. Technically that Vegeta and Trunks are not on pure Saiyans or super Saiyans, so they are actually not getting the leader skill from God Goku, but because they're such a good defensive unit anyway, it really doesn't matter. You could bring Int Majin Vegeta and LR STR Frieza, use Majin Vegeta's active skill to sacrifice HP. That is true, actually. That could be an interesting strategy, using Majin Vegeta's active skill to deliberately lose HP in that Spirit Bomb event. That'd be quite interesting, actually. Yeah, I think Lord Slug is not going to have the best time here. Can we dodge the super at least, Goku? If you're, yeah, there we go. I was going to say, if you're not going to dodge the first normal attack, let's get a dodge on the super at least. And then 8 million on, oh, wow, okay. Yeah, this is definitely much easier than the previous ones. I mean, the previous ones, don't get me wrong, again, like, obviously I know I have a very strong, like, box, but... yeah, I can't remember. Was I just one-turning all of the fights in the other one? I don't remember. So Super STR, I run Pure Saiyans. So I run you. And then I usually just run you because you have Super STR 130. And then obviously Vegeta Family gets extra. So it gives the extra to these guys. And then we can throw on the Anniversary, LR, you. We'll throw on Kabe for the support. And then let's just throw you on there. Why not? I feel like with the difficulty level of this particular one, we don't really need to think that hard about the choices for our units, right? Because it's not exactly going to be super difficult. All right, so we'll do this. We'll get the get some use out of Vegeta and Bulma. Oh, of course, watch him super attack immediately in slot 1 because we put a counter unit there. But all right, mate. Okay, well, of course he did then super him anyway. Hello, future YouTube. Done looking at the game. I'm tapped out after 8 summons and nothing but year 2 trash. Yeah, unfortunately, when it comes to summoning in this game, it can be a cruel mistress. It is all just down to RNG. It's basically like you have to look at it in the sense that you are like playing a slot machine at the end of the day. So it's always disappointing though, because I would advise like most players, like most people that play, especially if you're young or like, you know, depending on what your job is or whatever, not spending money on the game or not spending much money on the game is probably the way you want to go. But when it comes to the anniversary, it really sucks when you have been like saving up all year and like not being tempted by bait banners and stuff like that. And then you get to the anniversary and then you just get absolutely destroyed. Like you get absolutely terrible luck. That really sucks because, yeah, you've been so like good to like save stones and stuff like throughout the year up until that point. And then, yeah, it all just still goes horribly wrong. Because that's the thing, even I have my horror story from the 6th anniversary of going over 6,000 stones without pulling Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. Could you imagine, like, a free-to-play player literally saving up for the entire year? Because I think in order to get I think it's possible, right, as for a free-to-play player, to get 6,000 stones by literally from, like, one anniversary to the next anniversary, not spending a single stone on anything else. You could probably get up to 6,000 stones. Imagine doing that, and then you summon on the anniversary banner, and you go 6,000 stones without pulling the new unit. Like, that's the kind of thing that makes people quit the game. Like, that's why there's always has been and always will be talk in the community about the introduction of some kind of pity system, because by keeping people from getting those absolute massive nightmare shafts, it means it keeps people from quitting the game. Because the thing is, that free-to-play player that just quit because they spent their entire year savings of stones and didn't get the new unit, that person might have continued to play the game for years and eventually become a spending player. But now, because they got that like huge shaft in this like anniversary after saving up for all that time, which makes it feel even worse, now they just quit the game, so they will never become a paying player. So I think pity is something that would just be good for the life of the game. But obviously, as many people have said, including Truth, like, they obviously don't feel like they need to do it because the game makes tons of money. So if they ever feel like the game is dropping off, like they start, you know, never hitting top grossing, their sales keep coming, like their sales reports at the end of the month and the end of the year keep going down compared to the previous year, that's when they'll start making these like drastic, or what they consider drastic steps. But it definitely feels like they probably won't do anything like that until they feel like they have to. And yeah, it really sucks, because pity is definitely something I think that would be not only helpful for the game in general, but just like inspire like goodwill in the community, essentially, right? So I already used my Super STR team, so we'll use Extreme STR, where we use the full-on cooler team. Oh, I didn't select you, that's why. Yeah, with the Terrifying Conquerors. The worst is saving stones for worldwide and getting shafted. Used 2k stones on Cooler and didn't get him. Yeah, that's the other thing for Global, is that's why a lot of people talked about potentially skipping the anniversary. Because for Global, if you don't pull the worldwide celebration units, as you can obviously know, you guys know right now with the anniversary going on, you have to wait for the anniversary to come back, for them to then come back on a banner. So like, if you didn't pull the AGL Super Saiyans last worldwide, this anniversary starting now has been your first opportunity to actually get them, which is kind of crazy. Like, they shouldn't be bringing out units, especially in a game with no pity, and then they don't come back for like 11 months. Like, that's that just feels like way too long of a time. But you know, what can you do? The reason for lack of pity is because Dokkan uses the older gacha model. That's why the game isn't played with superficial costume microtransactions and such. If they were to add pity, they need to first make sure they have a steady source of revenue. I don't know. Like, I feel like, as we've had this discussion before, and it is a very long and complicated topic, I guess, to go through. But like, I don't think pity would make them make less money. So I don't think that by adding pity, they would then have to add in other ways to make money, because there are arguments for pity making them more money. Because for all the people that would have to spend less because of pity, that want to chase like dupes and stuff, I still think, again, the way I would do a pity system in this game would be to have you only get one copy guaranteed as the pity anyway. So once you've got your one copy, if you choose to keep summoning because you want to get the unit rainbow straight away, after you've got that first copy, you're on your own. So it could still take you like 8,000 stones to pull like 3 more or whatever. But for all those people that would do that, because you get your first copy quicker, but then you still have to get all the other copies. But for people who people who just want to pull like one copy of the unit, how many people do you think there are out there that go like, say, 1,000 stones on a banner, or say like 900 stones on a banner, and they don't pull the unit, so they give up? But now imagine that the banner had a pity at 1,000 stones. If someone spends all their 900 stones and they don't get the unit, then a lot of those people will then buy a 91 stone pack so that they can then get to pity. But if the pity didn't exist, they wouldn't buy that 91 stone pack. So like, I think there will be a lot of players who would, if they got close to the pity, they would just spend money to get to the pity level. And then, like I said, if you only do it one time, then all the people that want to summon for dupes, like, they still have to just play the slot machine, right? And people like Truth could still take 8,000 stones to rainbow the unit, because you get the first one at 1,000, but like, good luck getting all the rest, right? And I personally think if they implemented that model right now, I don't think they would make less money, but I guess we'd have to see. Plus, I feel like other people, like I say, because adding something like that, which people want, that would inspire like goodwill in the community. And the thing is, when your player base is happy, people will spend more money. So yeah, I feel like doing it that way is good, but I get, who knows? Who knows? Maybe one day we will. I mean, Toon is not wrong in the chat, right? Like, we already mentioned it, I think maybe just before he came in, but like, as other people have said, maybe it will be something that they literally won't consider until they start to see their profits drastically going down. And then it's kind of like a, in case of emergency, break glass like thing. But just sucks. The problem is with the coin system is like using the coins as a pity, because I've seen people say that before, where like just have one copy in the shop for coins, and maybe they cost more or anything like that. The problem with that is that only rewards the longer term players, but it doesn't reward new players. Like, if you're somebody who's just started the game, maybe like a month ago, the whole point of a pity system is supposed to help players pull the new unit. So if they implemented a pity system, but it's like you can buy the new unit for double the price of red coins, if you only started the game like a month or two ago, and then a Dokkan Fest exclusive comes out, you're not going to have 800 red coins. Like, so then for you, there still is no pity system. Whereas the pity system should always be based on you spending a certain amount of the currency on that current banner. And I know some games even have pity that carries over to future banners, which is definitely very interesting. But yeah, we're going to use a full Goku family team here. And then, yeah, we should be pretty good for this final stage. I like how this was just supposed to be, let's play through the anniversary speed battle, the anniversary battlefield. But because it has been very, very easy, the general gist of the video has then turned into a huge discussion about whether or not they will eventually add pity into Dokkan. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you guys think about a pity system? Obviously, do let me know what you think about this battlefield. This one definitely was easy, much easier than the previous ones, but would a guaranteed featured multi every 5 multis count as a pity system? I mean, technically no. I guess it would count as a certain kind. I guess it would count as a kind of pity system to a certain extent. But when most people say like a pity system, it's supposed to be about getting the new unit specifically. So if they did a thing where every 5 multis you get a guaranteed featured unit, you could still go like 4,000 stones without getting the new unit, because every time you get your featured multi, it just ends up being one of the other featured units. So even if they implemented the system in that way, you would get, like, you could still go like 4,000 stones and not pull the new unit if you were getting really, really bad luck. So unfortunately, that's probably not the way most people would like to do it or like to see it done. Because yeah, when people say pity, what they really mean, because that's just like the shorthand for it, because that's what they call it in other games. But yeah, like they just mean how to get the new unit specifically. Brave Souls has that and it's not good enough. Yeah, it just depends, right? Because you can always get bad luck. Like, how many times do they do, like, you know, you get discounted steps and the last step is guaranteed featured, or they've done those ticket packs that's, like, guaranteed featured, and then you get, like, you know, the worst featured unit on the banner. And it's like, hey, cool, I'm so glad I got my guaranteed featured multi and got a copy of AGL Transforming Goku or something, right? But yeah, this final stage was definitely nothing to write home about either. This final GT Goku. I mean, this team is very powerful, right? We are using a Goku family team led by physical God Goku, who is probably still one of, if not the best TUR on Global. As the arguments for best TUR on Global probably is still just between him and then the 2 Golden Week units. I imagine it probably is, but yeah, there you go. That is the anniversary battlefield done. Nice and straightforward. Like I said, I feel like they do make the anniversary one a little bit easier than usual every year, just to give all players an opportunity to beat it, because then that does give you a decent amount of stones. As you saw, we did get stones for beating all of the individual stages, like the new bosses for the first time. And then if we go and accept all of our gifts for our rewards, we got another 35 stones and Kai's. So if you incorporate the top grossing stones and all the stones from Battlefield, you pretty much get the full amount to do another 3+1 rotation on the anniversary banners. So that is really, really good. So let me know how you guys got on with the Battlefield. Let me know if you did get lucky with these reward stones or the top grossing stones down below. And yeah, I guess since this turned into a pity discussion video, let me know your thoughts on Dokkan adding a pity system down below in the comments section as well. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.